Hello, my dear friends. How are you? Let's get this day started. I'm so excited, bro, for today. Why? I don't know. I really don't know. I love my life. Even if I'm having stressful days, you saw me last night. Okay? Wait. All right. You saw me last night. I was exhausted. I was very tired last night. But I still pushed myself. I still made dinner. I still prepped all my for today, all my clothes, everything. Well, not my clothes. I still prepped everything for today though, like most of my stuff, basically. Like, I don't know if that's weird. I get satisfaction in that, pushing myself on the brink of exhaustion. Like, like honestly though, I don't know. I really just enjoy that. I love it. Like where I'm like, I literally crawled into bed last night and I was like, oh. Thinking about it now is hilarious, but last night I was like, oh. Like I was just so tired. I was standing all day because I was fucking recording. I was just exhausted. Like it ain't a joke, bro. When you work, when you push yourself to that level. But you know what's crazy? My threshold, let me wipe my hands. My threshold, okay, the limit has gotten so much higher. My threshold has increased, tenfold, right? To the point where if I were to be doing the amount of work that I'm doing today, years ago, it wouldn't even work out. My busiest day a few years ago is my least stressful day now. Isn't that crazy how that works? My busiest day, when I used to have my busiest days back then, is my least stressful day now. How it works, man. How it works, my dear friend. My sexy cutie patootie with a booty. Do you like when I do that? Is it just like cringe? I made my bed. I haven't folded my clothes. I don't want to show you, but fine. Okay, don't judge, bro. I literally took it out the dryer this morning. I was sleeping. Can a dude get some rest? Can't I get some rest around here? I don't want to wear mismatching socks. Okay. Can't I get some rest? Damn. Let me breathe a little bit. Okay? No, I'm about to do this after, or probably tonight, realistically, because I got a full schedule today. Okay, so what is on the agenda for today? Basically, same thing as yesterday. I gotta sit down and think about some stuff because the students are finding programs very quickly, right? And here's the painting. The world is yours. So look, the students in the program are finding locations at an exponential rate, which is great. But if my fulfillment is not there, right? That's unfair both to the students and to the program as a whole, okay? So what am I thinking of doing? I don't know. I gotta sit down and think about something. I gotta really analyze this. And I'm very good. When I start sitting down and kind of analyzing stuff, I'm very good at logistics when it comes to that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm sure I'll figure something out. As of right now, I just don't know what. Yo, why is there water still at the bottom of my washing machine? Is that how it's supposed to be, guys? It's kind of gross, dude. I feel like that's like kind of not good, no? I don't know, whatever. So that's what I'm thinking, right? How am I gonna do it? I gotta maybe expand the team, because my job, okay, look at my house, dude. Hi. Dun, 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 dun. Because my job, realistically, okay, here's what my job consists of. My job as a CEO is to see problems before they become problems. Does that make sense? So, prevention, not putting out fires. That's not my job, okay? And it shouldn't, and when you start your company, you know, obviously that was my job for a very long time. I was putting out fires every single day. But when you get established, right, your job shouldn't be putting out fires. Your job should be preventing problems from happening. That's your job. And that's kind of where I'm at now. Oh, my stomach kind of hurts. Is it just me? Oh, what's that on the ground? Oh, that's eggs. Okay, I gotta clean that. So, that's my job now. That's how I view my organization. That's where I'm at, okay? I can't be here fixing people's mistakes or micromanaging or, you know, overseeing people. Like, people have to be competent enough to figure it the f out themselves, right? I'm sick and tired of telling people, oh, hey, you know, did you fix this or did you fix that? No. It's either you fix it or I find somebody and pay somebody more who's gonna fix it better. You get what I'm saying? So it's either step the f up to the plate or get the f out of the way. That's how it goes, bro. That's business. You give people enough chances so then they stop around, and then, you know, you gotta kind of awkward. So you gotta kind of give people the benefit of the doubt, you know, but only to a certain extent. Like, you can't allow them to f your entire operation up because you love them, you know? And I've had to do that, where I had to let go of employees that are, you know, that started with me from the beginning, but not because they stole or anything. Well, some stole, but not because of any personal reasons. But in order for you to grow, you have to cut that part of you off. Like, cut a part of you off that's just not performing well or something that's holding you back. You need to do that in order for you to grow. I don't care what you say. Whoa. So yeah, that's how it goes. Does that make sense? Oh gosh. Oh, my back. Ugh. That's the thing with, oh, did I tell you I'm looking for a massage therapist? I did. Okay. All right. That is that, my friends. That is that. Okay. A GTR is sick, bro. Bro, GTRs are very well engineered cars. I don't know if you guys know that, but they're very, like, it's crazy how good they are. That's that. So, you know, yesterday was a little bit of micromanaging. I was getting annoyed with a lot of people. Like, don't take anything you got for granted, okay? God is sitting there watching you, okay, and giving you all of these opportunities. And the last thing you want to do is just show God, like, oh yeah, you know, I'm dicking around, or I'm taking advantage of all of these things that you're giving me. You know, that's not how it works, man. When God gives you an opportunity, a blessing for you to do more in whatever industry that you're in, okay, that should be a reason for you to go 10 times harder. Does that make sense? So, you know, God gave me this opportunity where I'm sitting at now, and I'm still making content, and I created a program, and I did this, and I'm trying to do that. Like, there's so many, and there's other projects that you guys don't even know exist. There's other projects that you guys don't even know in the pipeline. But when I tell you, you're gonna be like, oh, you motherfucker, you just don't miss. I know I don't miss, you know? But I'm only able to do that. I'm only as strong as my weakest link. That makes sense? In my organization. I'm only as strong as my weakest link. So I can't sit here and, you know, f around or manage these weak links. I genuinely can't. You know? So I hope that helps, my dear friends. I hope that helps. Where am I going now? You already know by now. By now, you and I are best friends. Hey, by now we're best friends. So you already know I'm going to the gym. But I'll be honest with you, I don't know, my stomach's feeling a little sus. Can't push too hard. Kidding. But I do feel like that though. Like when I'm in the gym, bro, and if I lift heavy, I just think to myself, yep, I just myself. The gym bros, you guys know damn well what I'm talking about too. Don't sit there with the amount of protein we're eating and the quantity of food that, you know, we consume. Get the f out of here. There's no way I'm the only one. Don't make me seem like an idiot. Don't make me seem like a fucking weirdo. Assholes. There's no way. No, I know. There's no way. 100%. I can't be the only person that's like, yep, I shit myself. I don't, but I definitely feel like it. All right, this light is. Yeah. So that's kind of what it is, you know? There's no way. I gotta put you here. There's like no mount that I found that's like good enough for you. And the only way I could get you is if I'm assuming tint my windshield, which is not very smart. That's like an instant magnet. Like 5% limo tint all around in California is not legal, at least on the front. The back, they don't care. I think the front's like 30% visibility, 40% something, or 30% tint, 70% visibility. But you know, it is what it is. Mine are perfectly in coordinates with the law. My windshield is also perfectly in coordinates with the law. Actually, my windshield actually is. So, you know, it just depends. It just depends. I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting few months, bro. I'll tell you guys that. I'm turning 26. Ugh. Don't say that. Don't remind me. No, just kidding. Yeah, I'm turning 26. It's crazy. November. My birthday. You know, last year or 2 years ago, I forgot it was my birthday because I was so busy. I was setting up the shops, beginning of Smog, whatever. My sister walks in, she's like, "Happy birthday." I was like, "What?" Yeah, that was interesting. Sometimes you just forget. Birthdays for guys, for girls, you know, you gotta make it special. But guys, keep chugging along, pal. You know, that's how it goes. Dang, that's a cool car. It's like a 78 Chevy truck. I don't know if it's a 78, but definitely an older truck. So yeah, what am I gonna do this year? I don't know. Where am I going this year? I don't know. What did I do last year? Nothing. That's how it is. So yeah, all right. I'm gonna call you after the gym and we're gonna talk about it. I love you. Feels weird saying that, but I do love you guys. I really do. It's like the best thing. Now I'm like enjoying just talking to you. It's kind of fun. All right, I love you. I'll see you in a second. Bye.
One eternity later.
Hi. Had a relatively long conversation with one of my partners. There's zero excuse. I'm trying to think of how to word this. In business, there's zero excuse for mediocrity. Remember that. In business, there is zero excuse for mediocrity. Coming from a guy who has sacrificed sleep, food, relationships, family relationships. There is, and I say this with all kindness, there is zero excuse that I'm willing to tolerate for you to be average. Does that make sense? There is zero reason as to why an individual can't do something unless if it's death of you. That makes sense? That's coming from somebody who sacrificed everything to get to where I'm at. And the last thing I'm ever willing to accept from a member of my team is I couldn't because. Those words should not even exist in your vocabulary. I couldn't. No. You can and you will. Make sense? I couldn't does not exist in my vocabulary. Make sense? I couldn't pick up the cash because of. No. I couldn't pay the guys because of. No. Right? Like, there is nothing on earth you could tell me. Give me a second. Wait. There is nothing you can tell me that's going to justify you not pulling your weight in my company. Nothing. I don't give a what you say. Unless if you're burying a family member. I understand not everyone, you know, isn't, some people are good with their family. I understand that, right? Because I have sacrificed years. I have sacrificed too much to be where I'm at. For mediocrity, for excuses. Doesn't work. I don't give a what you tell me. It's either you want it, my friend, or you don't. And if you don't want it, get the out of my way. You know what I'm saying? That's how I wake up every day. On top of some of the problems that I don't even tell you guys, because we're close, but all right, relax. Sometimes. I'll tell you this. One of my problems, would make people lose sleep for a night. One of my problems. And I got, my God. You know what I mean? One of my problems would make people lose sleep at night. And you're gonna sit there and tell me why you couldn't do something that you're getting paid to do. Mediocrity. Zero room in this world for mediocrity. You think the United States military is the best in the world because they tried? No. They're the best because they execute, not because they try. Don't give me that. Don't give me, I tried. No. The only answer I want from you is I succeeded. You get that? I tried. And I failed. So you didn't try. Simple. You didn't try. Because if you're trying, it's impossible for you to fail. Ladies and gentlemen, watching this, the next time you find yourself giving yourself excuses as to why you didn't fail, as to how you tried and failed, understand you were meant to fail. You get what I'm saying? If you don't succeed, don't even try. Don't even. If you don't want to become great in life, don't even step outside. Just move. Like, it's less traffic for me. Taxes go down. Go to work and come back. That's all it's meant for. That's all your life is good for. I'm sorry if I'm being an asshole, but this is the reality of life. This is the cold, harsh truth of this world, especially as a man. If you're a dude watching me, bro, understand that not even my family helped me get to where I'm at. My father did, God bless his soul. Well, he's still alive, but still, God bless him, God protect him. My father did, and one of his friends. Understand that. It's a cold world. If you're a man and you provide zero value to people, you're useless. How many times have you seen a homeless woman? Realistically though, like out of the percentages of them, of people that are, in impacted communities that are, that aren't financially stable. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible here, okay? What's the percentage of people that are homeless that are women? Very few. A lot less than men, I'll tell you that, right? Women, and if you're a woman watching this, a woman always has a safety net. A man never does, right? And if you're a man thinking that you have a safety net because of your father or your mother or family member or whatever, it only goes so far. Like, it's only so much. Till then one day it's not. That's the day that God tests you. When you don't have that safety net, you're a different kind of man. You are a different kind of man. And when you go through that trauma, I genuinely think this. When you go through that trauma of knowing that nobody is there to save you, knowing that, putting your head on a pillow with $13 to your name the first night you moved out of your house, that's a different kind of man. You know that bald Bugatti driver, and he's like, I have to roll a 6. Like, no. You don't understand. I'm rolling dice. No, I don't need to get a 6. I have to get a 6. Different kind of human being that you become. And when you go through that traumatic experience, genuinely, you have a different outlook on life. The reason why I'm so risky in my investments, and Smog isn't risk, but in the beginning, I risked it all to start it, right? Brother, I started with nothing. What could I lose? What can I lose if I started with nothing, my friend? What? I'm gonna lose sleep? I'm gonna skip out on a meal? I'm not gonna drive fancy exotic cars? I'm gonna sleep on my friend's couch again? What do you lose? What can I lose? If I wake up tomorrow and lost everything, what did I lose? If I started from the bottom, what do I have to possibly lose? I don't need any of this. You understand? Different kind of mentality. Different mentality. And when you are somebody who has sacrificed that much to get to where you're at, you are a different kind of man. I genuinely think there's something changes in your brain. I mean, I ain't a fucking psychologist or whatever those things are called, psychiatrists. Yeah. What do I gotta lose? Nothing. What do I gotta lose? Family? And already sacrificed them anyway. Already sacrificed my relationship with them years ago. So what, you're telling me now I have a risk of failing? There's a risk associated with me now? If you buy the stock at zero and it goes, if you don't buy the stock, you just get given a stock. If it goes down, are you really down? Or if it goes up, or you're just profiting off of that. That's exactly how it is. I got given this stock. If it goes down, I ain't losing much because I got given it. And I took advantage of the stock and did some analysis, and now I'm getting paid dividends on my stock, which is my life. You get me? My, oh my, oh my. My, oh my, oh my. My dear friends. My, oh my, oh my. That's what it is. That's how life is, my friends. Whether you want to accept it now or later. But if you want to accept it later, just get out of my way so I can succeed at least in the time being. How does that sound? Fair enough? How it is. That's how people think. In the cold, harsh realities of this world, that's how everybody thinks. Everyone who's successful has sacrificed something to get to where they're at. And you cannot give them any explanation under the sun as to why you weren't able to sacrifice a third of that, or a fifth of that, or a tenth of that. You cannot sit there and tell me that. Impossible. Impossible for you to tell me why you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it? You're an able-bodied person. If you are. I mean, you know, if you're not, then there's still disabled people succeeding. Don't let your disabilities ever, be a detriment to you, right? I don't know if you guys know this, but I actually have anxiety, like, down to a fucking T. Like, I shake, you know what I mean? Sometimes I get very nervous in public. I hate public speaking, but I force myself to do it. And I get depressed sometimes, like the next guy, right? And I have ADD or whatever the fuck that means, Those are disabilities, if you will, right? I understand there's more, significant, severe disabilities out there. So I'm not, discounting that, but I'm saying don't let that be a detriment to you. Don't think just because you have something that it's a handicap for you. Don't sit there and give yourself these excuses, because then that's how you stay docile and that's how you stay content. You get what I'm saying? And then you complain about not having enough money, and then you go to the same bars and give the same stories and live the same life. And then before you know it, my dear friend, you're 60 years old and you're about to die on your, not 60, that's ain't that bad, damn. You're 90 years old and you're like, I wasted my fucking life. That is something I'm not gonna do. That scares me more than anything else. Well, letting my father down, that's another big scare in my life. But, which, he's told me he's proud of me, which gave me a lot of satisfaction for a lot of the things I've done, right? As a son, that's pretty big for you, And if your father hasn't told you that because he passed away, I genuinely am sorry because of that. I God rest his soul, But that was one of my proudest moments when my father said that. He said, "Arian, I'm so proud of you, son." Damn, So yeah, but that's something that I'm scared of in my life, at least. Christ's sake, sitting there at 90 years old, knowing that I wasted my life. That's the worst thing. That scares me every night. I swear to you. Hell no, I'm not gonna be like that. What the fuck? Wasted my life? It'd be a cold day in hell. Anybody says that to me. Even if I died tomorrow, God forbid. I know I've tried my hardest in my life. I know I did. I know I have. And, for as long as I'm alive, I know I'm still doing the best to my ability. Best of my ability. Does that make sense? So, I'm sorry if that's a bit heavy for you. But I'm saying all this stuff for you, like genuinely. 0 acceptance for mediocrity in life. 0. I forgot. You have a calendar. I couldn't. Yes, you could. I overslept. That's your problem. I was late. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Unfreaking acceptable. Zero chance that happened. If you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, is unacceptable. 0. Always be the first one there. And if no one's told you you can do it, I will tell you you can. With the proper time management skills and the proper skills and developments and characteristics you have to develop. Obviously, I can't give you a one-on-one version of this because I don't know you. As much as I love you, I don't know your life and your struggles and your ups and downs, right? We all have different ones, but it's up to you to decide how to fix that and how to cope in healthy ways that help your life succeed. It makes sense? Is that good? Is that okay? Like, am I being too rough right now with you? I'm just trying to tell you the truth, man. I'm telling you, your favorite YouTuber that acts like life is all handy dandy mandy won't. He won't, but I will. Does that make sense? I just got paid $3,000 from a shop. I made money. I'm happy. How's that sound? Doing good, baby.
To get a New York lounge, coming back from Miami. Don't think I forgot that. Instead of coming up with new designs, figure out how to fix your lounges. How about that? Because I got money to spend, but you can't fix your lounges. Yours is coming on.
Yo, I crack myself up, bro. I'm a funny dude, bro. I'm a funny dude. Let me grab my laptop. Let's check our schedule for today. I gotta sign in to shit on my new phone. 4 calls today, ain't bad. Oh, this ain't Gucci guilty, this YSL. All right, let me hop on this call and I'll call you guys back in a little bit.
A few moments later.
You know how I always tell you about stress tolerance? You start building it. You know, remember how I told you I'm like, oh dang, you know, I'm tired from posting, whatever, yada yada. To be honest, today, I'm a lot more used to it, if that makes sense. I got a lot more things completed on my to-do list, which is great, right? Now, and on top of posting, and on top of student calls, and on top of, you know, other personal matters, you know, everyone has, right? I don't know. It's, sometimes I surprise myself for, you know, how much I work. I don't let myself get comfortable with that thought, but I still surprise myself. I'm like, dang, you know, I still amaze myself by the capabilities in which I have, which is great. I'm proud of myself. You know, I take pride in my work and my environment and what I do, which is great, right? That's how you stay healthy, you know, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever Lee you want to use, you know, makes you think. Makes you think. You gotta keep pushing, man. That's how you just don't slow down mentally. Because the second you slow down is the second you fall. You know? You know that, hold up. You know that bald kickboxer? The one with that big guy? That one. He says, momentum is what keeps you going. So like a rocket, for example, right? When it's going into outer space, by the way, I checked the shirt out. Don't even get at me. This is one of the hardest shirts ever. Missionary, so we can keep arguing. I get a lot of laughs when I wear that. So, you know, he's talking about momentum and how you can't fall. You can't, when a rocket is going out of space, right? When a rocket is going out of space, the only thing keeping it from falling and crashing is momentum, right? Speed going up there. And if you're, did I just flip this? Oh my God. And if you're going all the time without slowing down, right, it is virtually impossible for you to stop and, you know, get upset about a lot of things, right? A lot of people get sad or, you know, depressed because of the simple fact that they sit and they have enough time to think about that thing that is triggering them to be upset or depressed or sad or whatever the case is, right? I've been there, right? So, and I'm not saying it's a natural thing, and I'm not saying, oh, you know, you can't be that. No. You can be sad, but you can't let it take over your life. And the only way that you can overcome that and surpass those feelings in becoming a better person is simply not slowing down. So every time I'm sad, call it a coping mechanism, call it whatever, I start working tenfold, you know? So I can't even be sad. If anything, I piss myself off even more because I got so much work to do and I don't let it, you know, and I don't get the luxury of being upset. That makes sense? So momentum, ladies and gentlemen, is what gets you very far in life. And that speed, that continuous hunger for growth and perfection and strive for excellence. Because you'll never be perfect. If your standards are as high as mine, you'll never be perfect. But it's the endless pursuit of. Does that make sense? I was having a conversation with another one of my partners today. And I was, you know, obviously I got frustrated on the phone, and, you know, he said, how are you not satisfied? You know, like everything is going better than what we projected. It's because satisfaction is what destroys an individual. Find yourself with something, right? Like, for example, I posted 5 videos today. It's not, you know, I got to think about this shit. Like, genuinely, I got to think about it. I got to, you know, script, or I got to whatever, and I got to have emotions, right? Because at the end of the day, Instagram and all of these social media platforms, all it really is, it's just you're acting, but just for a shorter amount of time, right? So, and it's lower production. Well, clearly, that should go without saying, but I'm still not satisfied with myself. Now, does that mean I should be depressed about it? No. I mean, I should figure out ways to fix that, right? When I look at myself in the mirror in the gym, you guys haven't seen me in the gym, but I look pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm still not satisfied with my physique. Does that make sense? It's the endless pursuit for perfection, the strive for excellency. You can never be excellent. Thus, you have to work every single day in pursuit of something that you know you will never obtain. I know that. I know that I'll never attain excellency. But I keep tricking myself into thinking I can. And, you know, it gets you pretty far. My partner was like, you know, how are you not satisfied? And I blew up. I said, I'm never satisfied. Even if I was making triple what I'm making right now, I still wouldn't be satisfied. Almost caught that, you saw that? The endless pursuit for perfection, my dear friends. There's a reason why Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and all these guys tell you, oh, enjoy your life, take a breather. Get the fuck out of here. When was the last time you stopped working, motherfucker? What? That's some bullshit. That's the biggest bullshit I've ever heard. Slow down and smell the roses. That's complete horseshit. These guys work 15, 16, 17, 18 hours a day. And they're sitting there telling you not to fucking do it. What? How the fuck does that make sense, pal? Then why don't you take work off? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you fire half your staff then? Let your staff take a breather. Bullshit. The reason why I get so upset sometimes is because I outwork you. And if I'm outworking you, I'm no special. I'm not better than you. That makes sense? If anything, I'm worse than you because I'm dumber. I graduated at like the bottom 10th percentile of my high school. But yet I'm doing more. Does that make sense? That's one thing about me, right? I don't give up. Like I genuinely, I might not win now. I might not be the first in the race in the you know, maybe not race. I might not be the first one, right? Let me pull this up. I might not be the first one in the distance running, right? I don't start off as the first one, but you bet your ass I'm gonna keep the same pace the whole race and I'm gonna win. That's how I operate. I might not win today, tomorrow, in a year from now, but I guarantee you there is gonna be a time where I'm ahead. I just don't stop. I don't know what it is with me. Am I slightly retarded? Probably, actually. I'm genuinely considering it. I might be, because when I get fixated on something, there's no way you're separating me off of it. That makes sense? I've been doing this social media for half-ass for the past 2 years. I haven't grown. Now it's personal. You know what I'm saying? Because now I got time. So now I fixed all the other shit in my life to have this amount of time. So you guys just watch. I will pop off on social media. It's just a matter of time. And I know if I keep posting 5 times a day, 10 times a day, 100 times a day, whatever the case is, I will outpace all of the other creators and I will get bigger than a lot of them. Maybe not bigger than some of the biggest ones, but I don't want to be the biggest guy on there. I just want my shit to have some traction. I know I'm going to do that. I know I'm going to succeed. That's the craziest part. I already know I'm there. Make sense? It's the same thing as falling asleep. In order to fall asleep, you first must pretend. And that's how life works. Isn't that crazy? Endless pursuit of perfection, my dear friends. And I just fold my entire laundry while I was yapping. Did I tell you about my friend? She's Mexican. She says yapping. All right, pursuit of perfection, right? I can go all day, you know, comparing myself to my dad. I'll never be that man, you know. I can never fill his shoes. Genuinely, I never can. He's arguably, you know, he outworks me 100 to 1. No way I could fill that man's shoes, you know? So even if you want to compare yourself to your dad, right? Or somebody else, I hope I can one day in life be half as good as that man. Half as good as that man. And I genuinely don't think I ever will be, you know? I love that guy. I really do. I don't see him too much. You guys don't know this. He's in the Middle East. My dad, he owns a pistachio farm. Crazy. So I get an unlimited supply of pistachios. Holy business venture, Smog King Pistachios Inc. Don't steal that, yo. Don't fucking steal that name. That's gonna be on the package. But no, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, my dad, he genuinely started from nothing. Like way lower than me. Way lower than me. Which is crazy. And he has his faults, right? He had his faults. Had, maybe, right? I think he's perfect now. Because I understand the way that he thinks and why he does the things that he does. But, you know, there was a time that we weren't good, and I'm so glad that we had those times. Because now we're, like, better than ever before. Ever. Like, every day, it's just, like, better and better, you know? Because it's like now I've reached an age where he trusts me, right, obviously. And he knows that I'm, you know, not an idiot. Well, he knows I'm an idiot, but he knows, you know. So, yeah, but... You know, he genuinely started from nothing. Like zero, negative. You know, he started from under nothing. He says that. He said, I started from below zero, which is, it's crazy to think about, but some people really do, dude. Especially in a, you know, third world country over there and the environments that he was in and the shit that he dealt with. So it's like, when I say I wish to be half that man, I don't even think in the grand scheme of my life, I'd be a third of that man, to be completely honest with you. But I will strive to. So, whoever you want to compare yourself to. I know they say comparison is a thief of joy, but sometimes in these scenarios, comparison is your greatest strength, right? It's the greatest thing you got. This Versace robe, by the way, don't buy it, to be honest. This is a waste of money. All right. I gotta give my friend's suitcase back, bro. You know what? I'm going to his house later tonight to pick up some... So, might as well take a suitcase over there, too. Damn it. It's such an eyesore keeping that thing around. Whatever. So, yeah. I need a 6 of red. Had a threesome with 2 fat hoes. I need a bigger bed. Rio de Young OG, bro. Freaking cracks me up, dude. He's like one of the funniest rappers ever, in my opinion. Some of the shit that he says is so out of pocket. It's like, yo, what the f did you just say? Hi. So I just got done vacuuming my entire apartment. Beautiful. Time is now 5:08.
A few moments later.
What up, my dudes? All right. I got one of my boys coming over. Whoa, my hair is atrocious. Pause on the susness. My hair ain't looking too hot, bro. I'm gonna get a haircut tomorrow. Tomorrow is gonna be a pretty good day. I'm gonna meet, we're gonna see what's going on. We're gonna meet at the bank. I'm gonna add him as a cash runner. I'm also going to open up a new bank account for another student that I have with another corporation that I am getting. And what we're going to do is basically get everything set up under that corporation for some other shops. So we're gonna see what's going on. I'm gonna keep you guys posted. Right now I'm going to the grocery store because I wanna buy some steaks. My boy, I asked him, I was like, yo, you wanna get some steaks, grill, or go to the jacuzzi? He's like, yeah. Oh my. I'm getting kind of leaner, which is nice. Yeah, so it's just strictly diet, which is good. I mean, that makes it a little bit easier sometimes. It just depends, because sometimes when I want to lose weight, I start doing hella cardio, but obviously I haven't had the time of day. Recently, I've been just extremely tired, so I just start fixing what I eat. That's the thing, you really just have to eat less carbs and allow your body to go into ketosis. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been limiting my carb intake to under 50 grams, 60 grams a day. Under 50, 60 grams a day. I've been trying at least. I'm not saying some days I don't cheat, but if more days are I'm not consuming that many carbs than other days, how it goes. So I'm starting to see my veins again, which is nice. I'm just basically taking care of business. Taking care of business, Johnny. All right, guys. I'm gonna catch you in the grocery store. I also gotta buy some other stuff for myself as well. So I will keep you posted, okay? I love you. If you're driving, don't drive and watch this. What the f? Yeah, I love you. I was about to say drive safe, but I don't know. I'm so used to saying that. All right, I love you. Bye.
A few moments later.
6'7", 6'7". What's up? So what ended up happening was my boy came, pause, came over, double pause. We ended up eating some really good steak tacos. I bought some nice ribeyes. Pricey, bro. Pricey as ribeyes, but whatever, we had fun. Very, very, very much fun. Had some steak tacos. That's how it goes, bro. Try to live a very relaxing life, That's how it is. That is how it is, my dear friends, and that is all she wrote. So what am I doing now? I want to dry some of this shit off. I don't like too much sitting out. I gotta wash that pan. I'm gonna dry some of this stuff off. I gotta leave my food out for tomorrow. How's this gonna work, pal? This is gonna be kind of weird, I guess. Okay, that's that. That's that, I guess. Okay, whatever. So that is my food for tomorrow, which is going to be consumed. Now, a lot of stuff hanging out. All right, this is when these bad boys come out. Yeah, so we had a pretty chill night, bro. We didn't end up going to the hot tub. We wanted to, but the hot tub of my complex closes at 10, which is kind of annoying. I get it, but at the same time, it's like kind of annoying for the people like me that are unemployed. Like, I understand, the average human probably enjoys that, because then they don't have people like me over there being loud or whatever. Which I'm not even loud in public, to be honest with you, but one bad apple spoils the bunch, I guess. So some idiot was probably loud back in the day. So then, you know, they had to adjust the rules accordingly. All right, so tomorrow, what's going on? Tomorrow, what I ended up doing was I closed my calendar, and this is how it's gonna go moving forward. So I don't have any student calls. Now, you may be thinking, why did you do that? Because in order to give everybody the attention and care that they deserve, different people in my program are at different levels. So I have to adjust myself accordingly and build systems that work in the future. Remember, we were talking about that today. Build something correctly once and never worry about it again. I'm the only coach in my program, right? Quite frankly, because I don't trust anybody else to give guidance on people as of yet. I don't trust anybody as of yet. There are people that I'm vetting out and that I have been vetting out for a very extensive period, very, very long period of time, right? It's not a joke. People's money is at stake, right? And I answer to that. So obviously I have to execute at the highest possible quality that I can. And in order for me to do so, I need to be at peace at all times. I gotta have a schedule. So tomorrow, why I ended up closing Wednesdays was, quite frankly, nobody booked on Wednesdays anyway, right? But I didn't, because it's middle of the week, people are fucking, you know, they're busy with other stuff. So what I wanted to do, or what I'm gonna do now, is I'm going to sit down, and on Wednesdays, it's gonna be my debriefing day of the week. Does that make sense? So it's going to be the day where I sit down and I break down their locations, give them responses to a lot of the things, right? And I'm telling you this because obviously I want to be open and honest with you, right? About my program and about how I run it, right? So we're expanding at a rate right now. If I don't do this, everything goes down. And if I go down, everyone comes down realistically, right? Let me give you a little fucking surprise. Arian Nazari never fucking fails, right? So I sat down and I thought about a system that works. A system that not only works for me, but works for everybody else in the program. So I already closed the day off that nobody booked anyways, okay? So what am I gonna do in this day? That doesn't mean text though, because everyone in the program has my phone number. It's my personal line, it's this phone. So they already have my phone number. So whatever questions people have will be answered day of, but whatever else that they need, right? So all of their location analysis, all of the landlord follow-ups, all of that stuff gets handled on Wednesdays, right? So right now I got to sit down, tomorrow, I got to sit down and kind of strategize that, kind of be the logistics end of things, right? That's ultimately what I do. That's what I'm really good at, creating systems that just work for a long period of time. So the people tomorrow, I got a few landlords I got to call. I got to pay some bar licenses. You guys might have seen the mail right there. It's basically what that is. I got to pay for some of my licensing. I got to pay for some of the other stuff just for the operation to just continue as it is. The operations are running great, thank the Lord. Everything is going good. I'm making more money than ever before. I'm healthy, I'm fit, family's doing good. They're fed, you know what I mean? Like, everyone on the team's getting paid. Like, genuinely, I'm living I wake up and I live my dream life. I take that for granted sometimes, and I apologize if I do, not just to you, but to God. There's times you gotta sit back and reflect. And that's what I'm attempting to do right now. Yeah, man, life is good. You know what I mean? Life is good. Life is good. Getting paid, healthy, looking good, smelling good, feeling fucking spectacular. Every single day I wake up, look at myself, I'm like, damn, he's him. He's that dude. That's the guy that you want to be be in contact with. And I'm looking at myself, you know? That's how your life has to be, you know? And the only way you could achieve that is by being organized, by being clean, is by being on top of your game at all times. I don't care what anyone tells you. They're lying to you. Whatever they're telling you, they're lying to you. If they say otherwise, they're lying, you know? I'm confident like this because I know my capabilities, you know? I know my capabilities. I know what I'm doing every day. I know how I'm going about life, you know? So that's why I'm able to be this cocky and this confident, because I know what I'm able to produce, not only up here, but out here. That's what's important. And the only way I can produce anything out here is by being good up here. So, good, bro. Every day I go to the gym, you know, I'm taking my supplements. My whole house is organized. My closet, my fucking office, my other office, you know what I'm saying? My other home office that I got. Like, everything is just going astronomically well. Astronomically well. And the only way you can get this is by being good in your environment. The only way you can achieve that is by being good in your environment. So make sure your environment is good. You know, make sure your bed's made. My bed is made right now. Not kidding, I'll show you in a second. You know, my laptop's ready to upload for you, I mean. All my stuff is in that corner, you know what I mean? Like, my recording stuff is right there. My Instagram recording stuff is right here. My lights are right there for tomorrow. Like, bro, all of this stuff is planned. It's executed with a plan. It's not just willy-nilly, you know, stuff. Like, you got to take all of this stuff into consideration, you know? And as much as I hate to say it, I don't know another YouTuber that's telling you this stuff, brother, but you're seeing me kind of, I wouldn't even say midway through the journey. I would say you're still early to the fucking, to the parade, to be honest with you, my man. And this should scare all of my competition out there. If you're watching my videos, brother, I'm just starting. Whether you want to accept that now or when we come face to face, brother, but that's, you know, it's a fair market economy, and I'll tell you, you know, I ain't planning on stopping anytime soon. I'm not planning on stopping on it anytime soon. I really don't want to stop. It's crazy because I feel like I'm just starting off. That's what's nuts to me, you know? I genuinely feel like I'm just starting in my journey, and that should scare the shit out of my competition. You know? That should scare all of my competition. I actually go through like an ungodly amount of water, which is crazy. So yeah, man, be on top of your game at all times, I swear to you. It's gonna play off for you at the end. Be good, be happy, be healthy. Half of the shit, you know what I mean? Like, half of your problems will get fixed if you go to the gym. Being dead serious. It's not even a fucking secret, bro. Like, half of the shit that was wrong with me up here got solved when I started going to the gym. I used to be fat as f***. I used to be fat, man. I used to be very fat. You know, that takes a toll on you up here. It's not good, you know? Not good to be overweight. Mentally and physically. I don't give a fuck what you tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, being fat is actually healthier. Shut the fuck up. No, it's not. You know what I mean? People like all of that stuff that was going on with the body positivity and all that. Like, no, brother. That's coming from somebody who was overweight, by the way. So you can't even talk on me. You know? What, you're gonna say, oh, you don't know what it feels like? Brother, I had a BMI of 50. What are you talking about? I had a stomach up to here. I could barely see my dick. What are you talking about? Who the fuck are you fooling? You know what I mean? Get abs, get fucking triceps like this, and then tell me, yeah, it's better to be fat. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? I dumbbell press 100 each hand. Do you know how, no spot either. I do it by myself. I could probably do more if I had somebody there with me. Do you know how fucking satisfying that feels? Do you know how satisfied I feel with myself when I do that? Am I saying I'm the strongest man or I'm a strong man? No. But I went from barely being able to do the 30s to now I'm repping the 100-pound dumbbells. Brother, we're not the same. Like, you can't tell me being fat, you know, is better. It's not. I used to not take my shirt. I mean, you guys probably noticed it, right? Like, just the fact that I'm even talking about this, think about this. I got some big nipples, bro. I don't know why. You know what I mean? But they were way bigger, like, when I was fatter. You know what I mean? They were, like, hella puffy. It's not gyno, but I don't know what it is. But it was directly correlated with my fat. So when I'm not skinny now, I'm leaning down, but I'm saying, you know, now I take my shirt. So my gym has like on the roof, it has like a turf area, and you could take your shirt off, it's outside, right? Bro, I take my shirt off. Do you know how crazy that is for me to say that? That's coming from a dude who didn't take his shirt off ever growing up. And doing the little, all my fat boys know what I'm talking about, like the little, you know, to adjust it when you sit down or something so it doesn't get caught under the flaps. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying. Bro, so if you're fat, right, I'm not saying like, oh, you're a piece of shit or whatever. No, like, I'm not saying that. I'm saying just try to change it. Just go to the gym, bro, trust me. Like, go to the gym for at least 2 weeks. First of all, you see hella chicks in there. You know what I'm saying? Or if if you're gay, that's cool too. You see a lot of dudes in there. All right, whatever. I don't care what party you play for. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what team you're on. I'm just saying, like, go to a sick gym, you know? You see very attractive people. Typically, the more expensive the gym, the more attractive people go, right? But you want to find that, like, sweet spot where it's, like, not too ridiculously expensive. Because, like, sometimes Equinox, like, it's just filled with, like, old fucks. And you don't necessarily want that. There's some, you know, hotter, you know, middle-aged people, women there, right? But I'm saying, like, just in general, right? Like, you want to find a gym that's like kind of like hipster, you know, like whatever, like not too crazy and too cheap, because then you just get like weird people there, and not too expensive because then it's just only old people there. So you want to find that like sweet spot gym. But when you go there, and when I'm telling you, dude, there is no more satisfying feeling than when you have a fucking pump going and you just know you look good. You know, it's a confidence boost at the end of the day, right? That's why I go to the gym. It's all here. I don't even train for my body anymore. I train for my mind, which is it's a level that you will reach in the game. It's a level that you will reach. So, yeah, if that's the takeaway for today, you know, I know I rage throughout the day, but, you know, nighttime is like kind of when I give you like the good advice, you know? My advice for the day, dude, just try going to the gym. That's coming from somebody who was more, I was obese. Like, I remember I used to not want to go to the doctor for the physicals because he would tell he would like have a talk with my mom, like, yeah, your son is very obese. But yeah, man, money doesn't matter if everyone has money, right? Like, don't think money is just gonna fix everything. Like, if you can't get girls now, you still won't be able to get girls then. Focus on building yourself. So when you have the money, you're already established. I've already said that, but kind of reiterate that with you. So try going to the gym. Dude, when you get your bicep veins, I don't know if you guys, this picks up on camera, but my veins are kind of starting to pop out now again because I'm leaning down. When I have a pump, dude, I have veins coming through here and I just look like unit, you know? And just the looking at me, not even other people, just looking at yourself in the mirror and just being like, damn, bro, I built that. Now, I'm not saying be a fucking bodybuilder, right? Because bodybuilders are bums, 99% of them, right? The only ones that are fucking successful is like C-Bomb and like Ronnie Coleman and like those guys. But even then, bro, they like, Ronnie Coleman, for example, like heart surgery, and then Arnold, like fucking 3 open heart surgeries. Like, no, you don't want to become a bodybuilder. You want to be well-rounded. You get what I'm saying? So try it, bro. Try going to the gym 2 weeks. Just promise me 2 weeks. I don't care. If you don't like it then don't go. But go to the gym 2 weeks at the same time. Every time that you go, like, let's say you get off at work at 3 p.m. Okay, that's fine, but go there at 3:30 or 4 or 5. Don't go at random ass times, right? Because then people like familiar surroundings, and you will see familiar faces if you go around the same time. So it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. Because I get where you're at, you know what I'm saying? So go at the same time and try to eat a little bit healthier, right? So don't eat fucking processed foods and, processed foods, what do I mean? Like chips and all that, right? Like just eat exactly how I eat. You see what I fucking eat, so eat the same shit. Mainly eggs, not the yellow parts, not the yolks, okay? The egg whites, try to separate it, have steak, have chicken, turkey, ground beef, like try to make that stuff, and you can, very simple, watch a YouTube video or something. For fuck's sake, I'm eating unseasoned shit, So if I'm eating that, then why the fuck can't you? So if you don't have seasonings, figure it the fuck out, bro. Go get some garlic pepper, garlic salt or some shit, okay? Make sure it doesn't have fucking fructose and seed oils in it, okay? You know what? Just get fucking pepper, all right? God. Get pepper, get a jalapeno on the fucking side, okay? Eat the same thing every day at the same times, okay? No chips, no sugars, okay? Do that for me for 2 weeks. You're gonna fucking love your life, bro. That 99% of your shit just comes from you not going to the gym. I swear to God. Even when I didn't have money and I was still going to the gym was the spot that I look forward to. Because then you're like, oh, fuck, what if that girl's in there? Or, oh, fuck, like, what if I can hit 10 pounds more? Oh, fuck, like, you know what I mean? Now, don't make it a fucking Riz spot where you go, you know what I mean? Like, don't be a fucking idiot. Because I know guys like that, too, that just waste their fucking time in the gym. No. Looking is free, brother, okay? But don't be weird, too. Don't, like, fucking stare at the chick. No. Just a little glimpse here and there, okay? Like, I can't look now, you know what I mean? Give me a little break. But don't be fucking weird. Just don't be weird, bro. Okay? Just go in, get your fucking lift in, right? And then I'll tell you, I swear to you, your life will at least become better by like 10%. If your life is not better by 10%, I will personally pay you. I know all your lives are gonna go up by 10%. That's why I say it. So, Smog King, Smog King sued for promising. No, but no, seriously, like you will genuinely. I'm kidding about that, by the way. F off, okay? But no, I'm saying it for you. But bro, you will genuinely start liking life. You don't necessarily have to have the cars and the house and whatever. Like, you gotta be satisfied with you first, and then you will be good with everything else. Make sense? You'll start to realize, once you start going to the gym, you'll start realizing like you're capable of a lot more, So, and don't lift heavy, don't injure yourself, bro, okay? Don't think just because I'm saying I lift a 100-pound dumbbell, don't think you can do that. No, that's fine. Start off from the 20s, You see, you got me yapping so much, I'm coughing. Okay, go in soft. All right, bro, I don't want you to get injured. I actually care about you. So don't go in and be an idiot and have the bar fall on your neck. No, it's a very dangerous environment that you're in. Don't think it's not, okay? Start slow. Go get get your technique right, get your form, figure out which part, you got to tweak that it feels better. Does your bicep feel better like this or a little bit more tweaked, or does it feel better with hammers, right? Like, figure that stuff out. You don't have to have like a strict workout regimen and all that. I do now, but there was a time at first I would just go in and try to, just explore a little bit. You feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but then you'll thank yourself in the future, okay? So I'm gonna leave you with that. Go to the gym, okay? So with that being said, my dear friends, man, I don't wanna do this. I don't want you to go. All right, with that being said, that concludes yet another day in the life of an entrepreneur. I better see you tomorrow. I love you. Say it back, don't say it. I just said I love you. All right, bye.